Hi, it's Natasha Bailey from Soul Mission. So today's video is all about narcissists. How to neutralize the energy of a narcissist or narcissistic behavior. Now, as a starseed and light worker myself, we are very highly empathetic bunch, very giving, very generous with our time and our energy. And if we haven't resolved certain childhood issues or issues from past lives, we could make ourselves susceptible to attracting narcissists or people with narcissistic behaviors, or just people taking advantage. So how to neutralize this? Well, in order to neutralize narcissism or narcissistic behavior, we really need to understand the concept of polarity. So basically, the empath and the narcissist are on opposite ends of a spectrum. And that's why the two can seem to be very, very attracted to each other, because they're at extreme ends of the polarity. So there's a huge magnetic attraction between them. It can be sexual, could be mental, emotional, many different levels of attraction. But basically, the polarity is there. So really, the essence of neutralizing this polarity is both can embrace the qualities of the other more. So integrate them more, so they meet more in the middle, and in fact it becomes a different kind of energy. You're no longer on the spectrum, you're outside of the spectrum. So if the narcissist is, shall we say, extremely selfish, and the empath is very self-effacing, or perhaps I would say even the word self-neglecting, then the trick for the empath is to become more self-caring. Now, let's not confuse two things. Let's not confuse being selfish with being self-caring. This more selfish individual will be mainly or mostly focused on him or herself, and not really attuning into or wanting to take into consideration other people's needs or feelings. Now, there may be reasons for this. They may be highly traumatized themselves, just as the empath has been. And I share in a separate video about how my childhood with a narcissistic mother affected me and my ability to be more self-caring and also being more boundaried. So the empath's job is to become more self-caring. This means, I would say, really working more multidimensionally, and I don't mean just on a galactic level, working on past lives or spiritual contracts, but I also mean working with the human condition. You are an embodied human being and a starseed. So we also need to work on the lower dimensions, on the mental, emotional, and the physical levels. And the key thing I would give to all empaths and starseeds is slow down. When you give yourself to slow down, you bring the energy down more, you become more embodied, and this gives you a chance to get in touch with your own feelings, your own sensations, so that when you see the red flags appearing, when you meet the narcissist or you meet someone with narcissistic behaviors, you've given yourself a chance to notice those red flags. And then allow yourself the choice to respond. How do you wish to respond to this situation? So if you feel your boundaries are being violated, this is an opportunity to speak your truth and clarify and set the boundaries appropriately in place. Sending you much love. Bye.